Buy on MTG. Construct your deck. Command your board. Conquer the table.
Hello everybody on the wide world of web. This is Rob with Bion MTG. Certainly been a little while since I put out a video. We definitely had a lot of things going on in life, and recently picked up a collector's box of Aether Drift to preview to the world, compliments of the Gamers Haven. Now those cards belong to the Gamers Haven, so they will be returned and uploaded to their inventory, and by the time this video comes out, that action will already been completed. That being said, I've had a fair amount of things come in the mail and just haven't uploaded them. So these are a myriad of different ideas that I'm going to be going through, and some of which I probably forgot about because I did take, I don't know, a couple months, maybe a month and a half break from Magic the Gathering. I'm looking at these, Magda and Treasure Map, and this was obviously a dwarf deck idea. Yeah, more dwarves. So I think the original concept was going to be using the dwarves in conjunction with Dragon's Approach and doing a mono red Dragon's Approach deck, which would have been kind of cool, but I ended up putting it together as Viren with the blue red. But honestly, I played it a handful of times, and it really isn't speaking to me to any real meaningful way. So it'll probably end up getting taken apart. But yeah, there's all sorts of goodies in here for Magda specifically, and dwarves, which I thought would be a cute sub-theme of doing Dragon's Approach, and of course additional dragons, and getting Smaug, which would be pretty cool, and she would be at the helm as additional cards that go in conjunction with that, more Dwarven Mines. And yeah, a dwarf deck, is it actually complete without the 7 dwarves? Probably better than if I omitted them. I mean, they're not that great. They're on theme, but when I originally ordered the Dragon's Approach, I ordered 30 of them. I received 29 of the 30, and the TCG Player seller refunded me the one, but with Viren you don't need a full 30, so I haven't been using all 30. But yeah, this was the general idea. I'm going to go ahead and consolidate all of these just because it's ridiculous and there's a ton, and I'll put Magda and Dragon's Approach just out there so that way it can be referenced if need be. Linvala, I ordered a couple more angels for the angel deck, and yeah, I haven't played the angel deck since. Oh, that tape is tucked in there, so let's get out the razor blade so I can get this thing out of there. But yeah, hoping to continue to increase the light and sound quality. It's something I'm actively working on. I actually enrolled back to school to start taking digital media productions, and I'm I don't know, a month into it, and have probably spent more on equipment since I've been in there than quite a while, because learning about the lighting and the sound and having to move the studio down here, it's a lot larger room, and I had to put sound dampening panels on the ceiling itself. But Tireless Provisioner, I think, is just a good card. This Defender of the Queue, you recall I had a collection of Flibblethip cards, and that was one that I was missing, and it was like 30 cents. This Academy Runes, I believe, yeah, this was for the Dragon's Approach deck using Viren, because people want to blow up that Thrumming Stone all the time, and I don't blame them, because when the Thrumming Stone is in play, it's backbreaking. So people want to blow it up, and I needed ways to recur it. This, similarly, using Niv Mizzet, would run in conjunction with the Dragon's Approach deck. This Evolution Sage, along with the Tireless Provisioner and Flux Channeler, and as well as this Vornicles. So when they initially announced that there was going to be an energy pre-con, the first thing that popped into my head, they announced what colors it was going to be. And thinking about it, I was like, oh, we need to get some proliferation going. And with green, good ways to proliferate would be Evolution Sage and this beast, Vornicles. But yeah, I'm not exactly sure that I'm going to run it in conjunction with a ton of the proliferation. This Dreamtide Whale, I picked up 2 of them just because it was recommended to me. They're like, oh, it's a really good card. You should pick it up. So if somebody says something's a really good card and it's somebody that I trust their opinion of, I'll normally get 2, especially if it's real cheap. One for the deck that it would primarily be going to, and one for just in case to put somewhere else. Azuri, another proliferation aspect. Similarly with doubling season, why only proliferate once when you can double the amount of counters, etc. Let's see what else is in this stack. I don't even recall half of the stuff that I ordered for decks that were ideas months ago. Epic Struggle, Enchantment. I believe I was toying with the idea of making a green-white Enchantress token using one of the Marvel commanders. And that's probably why I have the Hall of Heliod's Generosity as well, because similar to the Thrumming Stone with the Academy runes, Hall of Heliod's Generosity, allowing you to get those enchantments back, especially if they're integral, like if you're attempting to win and somebody blows up your Epic Struggle, well, you need it back. This is way more cloudy than I thought it was. I probably should have opened this because I seriously doubt I ordered something like that under near mint. But it is what it is, right? Been months, so can't really contest that purchase anymore. That one's on me for having real life come into play. Deadly Rollick, great card. Always picking up pieces for CEDH concepts or ideas. Imprison in the Moon, Enchantress Base removal in case it did end up being banned. And yeah, Mirror Maid is a great enchantment. Makes another copy of any enchantment, so whatever your workhorse is at the time, you can go ahead and copy it. This Great Henge. So if you've watched any of the videos in the past, you know I have like a fully foiled out Tarmogoyf list, and I was looking for more card draw, and I completely forgot about the Great Henge, which in any deck that is creature based, you want to make sure you have Great Henge, or you draw cards off of creatures coming in. And I had a foil one, so I moved that over to the foil Tarmogoyf deck and just picked up a regular one to replace it. Well, looks like I got a couple Prismatic Vistas. It's just generically a good card. Could go in virtually any deck and fixes mana bases and makes casting more consistent. And at the end of the day, you can run the best cards in Magic the Gathering, but if you can't cast them, then what's the point? You know? This is a whole stack, and it's got a Spirit Mantle on top, so I'm going to assume this is just straight up, yep, the green-white Enchantress concept stuff. All that glitters, Rancor, Enchantment and Auras. Yeah, this is all just stuff to fix that deck. And yeah, I'm going to scoot this up into a pile because it takes up a whole row, and I'm going to put the Epic Struggle on top just because that's a cool card and unique for that list. Another dwarf. This is Gimli. He must have come in substantially later or wasn't available from a bulk seller and still wanted him. Hall of Heliod's Generosity, another one, because, I don't know, it's a great card and you want to have as many as possible. Obviously, there's already one in there, but I'll just consolidate and put all the stuff together. This Cavern of Souls was weird to me. when I received it, this is one of the game day promos, and I thought it was fake looking at it, just the coloring, and I had never held one of this version before. So I brought it to the Gamers Haven, my LGS, and had to authenticate it by looking at theirs, and they're just, I don't know. It was neat looking initially, but continuing to look at it, I don't know if I'm that big of a fan. I think I would default to the original artwork over that. Wojak Investigator, another Angel, so I'm going to go ahead and put it with the Linvala for the Angels pile. I don't know why this is in there, so we're going to go ahead and take that out. Optimus Prime is one of the double-sided cards. It came in a secret layer, and I thought it was neat looking, and I don't know. I just picked them up because I liked Transformers as a kid. And the Optimus Prime is a Darksteel Colossus, so the Trampoline Indestructible, Darksteel Colossus. And there is a Megatron that I'm sure is somewhere in here. That probably got separated. Yeah, there he is. And he is the Blightsteel Colossus. So they were, I know there's other cards that go with it, but these ones just kind of jumped out at me, so scoop them up. Venser, the Sojourner, is a Flicker commander. I do like Flicker decks, and I was looking at the principle or concept of making a Planeswalker deck, so I picked them up just in case I decide to do that. Angel of Jubilation is just another angel that was recommended to me, similar to Linvala for my Angels Precon upgrade, and yeah, I just haven't put it in there. Reality Acid, similar to the Venser. In a Flicker deck, Reality Acid is pretty much spot removal for any permanent, and you can continue to do it for however many Flicker abilities you have. Farewell, just an amazing removal piece. And I'm a big fan of Seb McKinnon's artwork. I think he's just a very talented artist, and I thought this one was really cool. So I'm going to put that in there. Yet another Dragon's Approach that showed up. And yeah, I am not waiting for anything card-wise to come in currently. I have ideas and concepts that I'm probably going to do for the vampire, or not the vampire, the zombie precon from Ether Drift. So I'm most likely going to have to place a small order for cards for that to upgrade that accordingly. This Goblin Shaman, this token really surprised me. I picked up the enchantment that goes with this token, and the token was more than the enchantment was. Because I don't know, I like getting two tokens so that way I can have one to represent tapped, one for untapped. Mutavault, honestly, I believe it was for dwarves originally, but that could very easily fall within angels. Walking Ballista, when I ordered two of them. In a +1 deck, it's just amazingly strong, and they used to be fairly expensive, but getting a handful of reprints, I'd like to try and buy stuff when good cards when they are recently reprinted, because that's when they're at their lowest, so you doesn't hurt your wallet as much. Scape Shift for the lands deck, so I'm going to put that over here with the rest of the landfall stuff, which might fall within the wheelhouse of the energies. Similar, this Springheart Nantuku. This is an enchantment / landfall deck. Just thought it was a great card, and picked it up so that way I could have one extra just in case I decide to put it somewhere else. So if I have one for the Enchantress and one for landfall, then I have that. War Room. These are all for the dwarf stuff, so it makes a lot of treasures. So if you're going to make treasures, make the 3, and you have a lot of artifact synergies. Similar with Liquid Metal Torque to tap dwarves to make untapped dwarves, and it's pretty crazy. And War Room is an amazing card in any monocolored commander deck. So I think if you're running a 1-color commander deck and you want any additional card draw at virtually no cost because you can just replace a land with that as long as you don't have too many non-basics. Is a pretty great card. These are additional dragon cards for Dragon's Approach. Bloodline Protector is a great dwarf that's already an artifact, and Torn Mauler is probably one of the best dwarfs in the game, even though it's a best whatever, you know? Opening this, another Goblin Shaman, which of course is going to go with the enchantment that goes with them. For some reason, it's a Kiki Jiki enchantment. I don't remember the name, but I'll pop it up in the description right now or in the video. Field of the Dead. I totally forgot that I ordered these, and I'm glad that I did because I was looking at them when I was toying with upgrading that zombie deck, and I was like, oh, I need Field of the Dead. And these silly things are like almost $40 each since that zombie deck came out. So I'm really glad 2 months ago, Robert knew better and ordered them then. But yeah, Field of the Dead, great card. And Renin 6 is for the landfall stuff. And just like I always talk about, it's always neat to get something vintage or something old school. This is a misprint, and it is a Drudge skeleton in German, but it was accidentally printed on the artwork and card frame for a swamp. And I saw in another YouTuber's videos that a third YouTuber that comments and supports a lot of local stuff, Savannah Lion, shout out to you, had gifted one of these to another YouTuber, and I had never even seen one before, but I fell in love with it, so I ordered one because it's super cool and it'll go in my misprint or vintage binder stuff, and I don't know, that kind of stuff makes me happy. Sorry I was gone for so long, but I am going to pick back up and start making more content. And like I said, hopefully that in conjunction with the additional education that I'm getting within this wheelhouse specifically, my sound quality will be better, lighting will be better, and hopefully my camera work steps it up a little bit. But hope you're all doing great out there. I'm Rob. This is Bion MTG. Good luck and have fun.
Thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment down below.